Human resource management. This is a different way of doing things. It's called a flipped mastery unit for you guys, and I'm going to show you and outline the process I want you to follow and how you're going to learn for this topic. What I must do is explain the concept of a flipped lesson. Now, why are we doing this? Well, essentially, I would like you guys to be more learner directed rather than totally relying on me. So you are the centre of attention and you're self-directing your own learning to me, to others, to the outside of the classroom, to experts. The important thing here is self-direction and also self-pace. People go at different paces, and it's no good going on if you don't understand certain topics. So if you do it at your own pace, you can then direct where you're going to and what remedial action you might need. The other important aspect is that there will be more one-to-one interaction between you and me, the teacher, and that's really important. But that doesn't stop you interacting with others within the classroom, or as I said earlier, you can get advice from the net or from other experts, for example like the human resource manager at school. You can also manage your own workload, and that will appeal to some who've got a lot of work on, who are pressured, or alternatively are going at different paces. So you have got the foot in the accelerator and you decide how fast you go and what workload you put on. But unfortunately you can't go slow all the time, because at the end of the day there are deadlines to meet. When you need help, I'm always there, and there's other people as well, but because there's more one-to-one interaction, you can get guidance quicker. And the best part of flipping is that it allows you to pause, replay, and replay me again if you don't understand, and this can also be good for revision, and I'll talk about that in a little while. Now, the other important aspect is that we learn not only in the classroom but outside the classroom. There's lots and lots of other ways to do it, and I've given you various mediums in order to do it. So it's up to you to try and find a way forward if you have any problems. Okay, now what? Well, I'm going to be giving you a flipped mastery unit outline. So there's about 6 or 7 units. This is the first one, the introduction. So with every unit you have to watch a little clip. None of them are about more than 5 minutes long. It gives you reference to the text, right? And also here are some questions which test your understanding. Now, another thing I want you to do, which I've already started with you in relation to other work, is that I want you to pose a question about that clip that you saw but that you don't necessarily know the answer to. And I want you to post that question on the blog or on Facebook. All right? So that shows that you've been thinking, that you've actively engaged in looking at the unit, and just ask a question to an answer you don't know. Now, the required work, and this is what I'm asking you to do, and when you've finished it, you can come up to me and I will go through it with you. It's just a little case study. So that's what happens with every unit. You'll get a unit outline that looks like this. Here it is. I'm just flicking through it. The one that I showed you is there. You can see there's the next stage, acquisition, training and development, and so forth. So for every little section, there's an objective understanding, where you find the YouTube clip, the reference to the text, what you need to do, and so on. Okay, so that goes through a number of units, which is really the backbone to what you're doing. Now, there are two main purposes here. I want you to be able to apply that knowledge that you gain from those organisational units in order to complete this inquiry, and I will be giving that to you in week 1. And also there's a test to prepare for, and I'll talk a little bit more about that now. This particular document that I'll talk to you about, you'll find on the BST3 blog. And the process I want you to take is that I want you to work for those units at your own pace. Ask questions and seek guidance when needed. That's really important. So you've got to check your understanding before you move on. And remember what I said, you're working towards the inquiry and you're working towards the test. Now, what is accessible? You probably would have guessed. There's three things: required work from in the individual units, which you'll check with me, the inquiry, and the Section B test. Now let's just focus on the last two. The inquiry, you'll find that on the blog as well, and as I already mentioned, it's based on the HRM units. And in summary, your business studies teacher has resigned, and you have to give advice to the school about how to replace this teacher. And that's combining all the elements of the employment cycle, which you will learn about. The other thing here is that right at the end of the unit, I'm going to give you a Section B test. Now, Section B is Section B from the final exam, and it has a human resource management question on it. You'll get one of those, and you'll have to answer that. In order to prepare for that, there's a number of things that you can do. First one, and these are all accessible from the blog, human resource management learning intentions. There are a lot of what you need to know, and it's styled like a survey, and I'll show you where that is. So on the blog, you'll see here quizzes and surveys. You'll see HRM learning intentions. So you click on that and you answer what you know and what you need help with and those sorts of things. The other thing is the employment cycle flashcards. That's a really good revision exercise, and it helps you consolidate the terminology and so forth. And that is again in the blog under quiz and surveys. There you are, employment cycle flashcards quiz. So you go and do that, and it'll consolidate a whole lot of things you've been learning. Thirdly, there is a multiple choice test called HMR revision, and that's under the revision tab up here. See, there it is there, and you actually click on that and you get to this thing called Class Master, and it's about 30 odd multiple choice questions which are really good to get yourself ready for the test. And of course you've got past exam question, which I'm hopefully that you've already visited the TQA site. You can see there's 4 past papers. I've chosen to get the 2013 paper, and they're all question 9 that you could look at for past reference. You can see here the first part assesses criterion 4, which is the knowledge criteria, and criterion 5 you are applying that knowledge. In criterion 6 here in part C you are analysing. So it goes on in order of difficulty in terms of your thinking skills. So that sort of question you will get from me, that style of question, and in the exam you have to do 2. So one question you get 45 minutes, and in the test I will give you 50 because it's so early in the year. So there you have it. Any questions obviously to me, you'll get 4 weeks to do everything, so don't panic too much. But the important thing is that you will be directing your own learning, and you'll be going at your own pace. The ball is firmly in your court, and you have to direct your own learning.